Today's reading is a little early because, as I mentioned yesterday, I've got to dash off after this to a business meeting and I won't be back till about 7. So, is early or late better? I don't know. But anyway, here it is. Here it is. Let me just pull it up. The quote for the day is from the Buddha, who says, "Make of yourself a light." Make of yourself a light to the world, that is. Today's reading is entitled Powerful Possibilities. First quote is from someone everyone's heard of, Mahatma Gandhi. What does he say? He says, "The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace." The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace. They are Mahatma Gandhi. And Ernest Holmes in Know Thyself. Here he's talking about what is possible for us to manifest. He says, how much life, abundance, goodness, truth, and beauty can we mentally entertain? This is the measure of our possible experience. This is the mold of acceptance. The infinite fills all molds and flows forever into new and greater ones. It is the unborn possibility of limitless experience. We give birth to it. And mold, of course, he's talking about thought plus feeling. That's what he called the mold of our acceptance. How big can you make your thoughts and feelings? And then Reverend Raymont goes on to say, well, what is power? He says, how do you suppress or ignore your power instead of accessing and living from it? Power is one of those words that changes depending on the context. He says we might talk about personal, electrical, solar, or internal power, which is called qi in Chinese and ki in Japanese. Each of these invokes a different understanding and a different use. A basic definition of power is the ability to do something or act in a certain way, especially as a faculty or quality, in this case, of yourself. Based on that, in what ways do you have and do you like power? In what ways are people's power denied? Can you identify the systems that do this? And he says, when people's civil rights are under attack, isn't that a form of systemic disempowerment? My response is yes, of course it is. How should we respond when a system is diseased, when the collective consciousness that created the system is active? How can we use our divine power? What is our role, and how are we accountable in relation to the highest goal of life? He says the complete emancipation of all discord. That was one of Ernest Holmes' claims. He said eventually there will be emancipation of all discord, elimination of all discord. In ways that make us complicit in the disempowerment happening, do we continue to turn away from conditions? He says, or do we turn away just enough to access the infinite solutions possible and the healing power found through our voices, votes, and volitions? And then he asks, is New Thought, Science of Mind, and similar philosophies the best kept secret? Or are they the best kept secret? He says, let's prove it. Let's start gathering and taking powerful actions that move the world. So in other words, do we really believe that our thoughts and feelings can make a difference in the world? And if we do, why keep it a secret? Why not tell it to people all around? So another way of thinking about this is change your thinking, change your life. Or as Jesus said, it's done unto you as you believe. And he's telling us to apply this, not just personally, but on a broader scale. So that is the reading for today. And then he quotes, for the affirmation, he quotes Archimedes. He says, I embody the words of Archimedes. Give me a place to stand and a lever long enough, and I will move the world. Yeah, that's a famous quote of Archimedes. You can imagine this huge, long lever which is put under the world, and you can just pull down on it, and it moves the world. You know, of course, it's all imagination, but you get the idea. So please look out for my colleague Reverend Lisa around tomorrow morning, 9:15. Look out for me tomorrow evening, somewhere around about 5. Let's just know together that the world is moving toward a place where love truly takes the place of everything unlike it. And I claim this as truth. In the divine mind, I release it, calling it down, and so it is. So until next time, my friends, namaste.